Today, we would like to present you all cobalt, which is the element that we've chosen. Cobalt is the number 27 of the periodic table, and its symbol is Co. It is not found free in nature, but combined in some minerals, such as heterogenite, cobaltite, erythrite, scuterdite, and glaucodite. Cobalt compounds have been used for centuries to impart a vivid blue color to glass, ceramic, and enamel items. It is a silvery white element, ferromagnetic, and very hard. Cobalt is used in many alloys, magnets, and magnetic media as a catalyst for the chemical and petroleum industries and as a dyeing agent for paints and inks. Cobalt blue is an important component of the artist's palette and is used in porcelain, ceramic, stained glass, tile, and jewelry enamels. Its radioactive isotope, cobalt-60, is used in medical treatments and also to irradiate food, to preserve it, and to protect the consumer. Cobalt therapy is a method of treatment against malignant tumors. It is carried out by means of radiation obtained from a radioactive isotope of the cobalt metal. Cobalt therapy is one of the most therapeutic modern means at our disposal. However, the results of cobalt therapy are never definitive, nor are they always positive. Most of the Earth's cobalt is in its core. Cobalt is relatively abundant in the Earth's crust and natural waters. In the marine environment, cobalt is needed by blue-green algae and other nitrogen-fixing organisms. Cobalt is generally not found as a free metal, but usually in the form of minerals. Cobalt is not usually mined on its own and tends to be produced as a byproduct of nickel and copper mining. The world's leading cobalt producers are the Democratic Republic of the Congo, China, Zambia, Russia, and Australia. It is also found in Finland, Azerbaijan, and Kazakhstan. World production is 16,000 tons per year. Cobalt is widely scattered in the Earth's crust and is found in a variety of different ores in several countries. Cobalt is only extracted alone from the Moroccan and some Canadian arsenite ores. It is normally associated as a byproduct of copper or nickel mining operations. Around 55% of the world's cobalt production comes from nickel ores. The main ores of cobalt are cobaltite, erythrite, and scuterdite, but most cobalt is obtained by reducing the cobalt byproducts of nickel and copper mining and smelting. Primary cobalt deposits are rare. In such locations, cobalt ores are mined exclusively at a lower concentration and thus require more downstream processing for cobalt extraction. Several methods exist to separate cobalt from copper and nickel, depending on the concentration of cobalt and the exact composition of the used ore. One method is froth flotation, in which surfactants bind to components, leading to an enrichment of cobalt ores. Subsequent roasting converts the ores to cobalt sulfate, and the copper and the iron are oxidized to the oxide. This oxide is reduced to metal by aluminothermic reaction or reduction with carbon in a blast furnace. Cobalt salts have been identified in the jewelry of the 3rd millennium Persian BC, Egyptian sculptures, in the ruins of Pompeii, and Chinese objects, dating back to the Tang dynasties and Ming artifacts stained glass cobalt. Cobalt name may derive from the Greek kobalos or from the German kobold, meaning little devil, used by German miners who blamed the little devils for letting them find a mineral of little value instead of gold. Historically, most of the cobalt produced has been used for the production of superalloys. The temperature stability of these alloys makes them suitable for gas turbine blades. The alloys are also resistant to corrosion and wear and are therefore used to make orthopedic implants that do not wear out over time. Cobalt alloys are used in hip and knee prostheses. They are also used for dental prostheses. The 95 platinum alloy, particularly suitable for investment casting, is widely used in jewelry. Nickel-cadmium batteries also include cobalt to enhance the oxidation of nickel in the battery. Although most lithium-cobalt batteries were used in cell phones in 2018, a most recent application is rechargeable batteries for electric cars. In this sector, the demand for cobalt has increased fivefold. Demand is expected to continue to grow as the uptake of electric vehicles increases. This makes it urgent to find new cobalt-containing raw materials in more stable areas of the world. The discovery of such a precious mineral as cobalt underground in other places in the world would have been hailed as the turning point for development. In Congo, it has resulted in a resource course. Instead of representing a potential for wealth and development for the local population, the resulting mining industry, in fact, has multiplied poverty, violence, disregard for rights, and death. In that area, in the last 4 years, we have gone back centuries. Almost all of the population has sunk into a pre-industrial revolution situation that dramatically increases the profits of the few and forces many to misery. The inhabitants of the area, driven by hunger and lack of work, have flocked to this activity, improvising miners whenever a vein of cobalt is discovered. In the world of electric cars, the revolution is preparing. Tesla is about to abandon cobalt-based batteries, at least in the Model 3 that has just entered production in China. Elon Musk's group is said to be in advanced talks with the Chinese CATL to supply the Shanghai Gigafactory with cobalt-free batteries. The choice would have fallen on lithium iron phosphate accumulators instead of those more commonly used in electric cars. Cobalt is used in many other industrial applications, but since the spread of portable electronic devices has increased, the lawsuit claims that Apple, Google, Dell, Microsoft, and Tesla have helped and favored mining companies, which profited from the work of children who were forced to work in dangerous conditions that led to death and serious injuries. These companies have been accused of being aware of local child labor practices and having done nothing to address them. In an effort to clean up its image, various initiatives have been launched, such as the Apple Training Program, which offers opportunities for study and safe work to the very young people removed from the mines.